PlayStation Now has been available for some time now with an ever-growing list of available games. But a new generation of consoles are here, PSN have sales all the time, and the games in your current backlog could theoretically keep you busy until PlayStation 12 is here. Is PS Now still relevant and worth the cost? My short answer? Yes. Keep watching and I will tell you exactly why I think so, and I will also share my future plans on how I plan to cover the games available on the service. A short explanation of the service, just in case you're not familiar with how PS Now works. PS Now is a subscription-based gaming service. You pay a monthly fee and get instant access to more than 700 different PS2, 3 and 4 games. On a PS4 and PS5 console, all the games are available for streaming, but the PS2 and PS4 games can also be downloaded. Downloaded games work just like any other game on your hard drive, and you can also play them offline if you connect to PSN at least once every 7 days. PS Now is also available on PC, but only as a streaming service. Games are added on a monthly basis. Some games are available for a limited time. The remaining days they are available are clearly shown when they are selected from the menu. Blockbusters like Spider-Man and God of War are examples of games that have been available this way previously, but sadly aren't anymore. At least I finally got to try out Dead Cells before it was removed though. Games without these indications seem to be available indefinitely. At least the official PlayStation Access channel has called it a permanent lineup. So what games does the service include? I couldn't possibly mention all of them, so I'm very sorry if I missed your favorite. The PS2 is the least represented console. These are all games that are available. At least a few Star Wars games are here, like Raise Your Revenge and Star Wars Bounty Hunter, as well as RPG classics like Wild Arms 3 and Rogue Galaxy. The PS3 have way more games to choose from. Like I mentioned before, PS3 games have to be streamed and cannot be downloaded. I'll give you my thoughts on the streaming part shortly, but you can't really argue with what's available here. All Metal Gear Solid games from this generation are represented, as well as Killzone 1, 2 and 3, and the same goes for the God of War games that even have the PSP ports Chains of Olympus and Ghosts of Sparta to choose from. Also, if you have 5 million hours to spare, you can always dive into the available Disgaea games. A favorite of my own is Starhawk that can't be played in multiplayer anymore, but the story is still worth the playthrough in my opinion. There's no shortage of Ratchet & Clank, Sly Cooper, Resident Evil, and Sonic games either. I could go on, but it's probably best if you check out Push Square's list of all available games instead. I left the link in the description. You could also just log into PlayStation Now from your main menu on your console. You don't need an active subscription to see the games available. Personally, I'm looking forward to playing through Heavenly Sword and Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance that I never got around to doing when they were released. While we are on the subject of fast-paced action games, we might just look into how the streaming works. Even with a strong wired connection, it can be described as a bit inconsistent. Games that doesn't demand a lot from the graphics department seem to work fine. I had no problems at all with Skyfighter and only occasional stutters when I played Sonic CD. Batman Arkham Origins, however, did not have the same flow as I remember, with textures popping in and framerate dips every now and then. Filling the screen with explosions in Ratchet & Clank All for One's co-op mode was also a bit too much for the service to handle. Just recently, I tried to play through the first level of Killzone 2. It was one of the first games released for PS3, but it has a graphically impressive intro and the overall presentation has definitely aged well.
This is fucked up!
It worked just fine. Maybe not as well as a non-streamed version on PS3, but without a doubt serviceable. Sure, I blew myself up with an overcooked hand grenade once or twice, but I'm not blaming this on the quality of the stream. Input lag is another common issue when it comes to streaming video games. Input lag can be simplified as the time it takes between you pushing a button on your controller and something actually happening on screen. Input lag is affected by your controller, the type of screen you use, and also by the quality of the game stream. I would personally say that the input lag is present, but not to the point that it becomes intrusive. You can always reduce the feeling of lag by playing on a low lag gaming monitor rather than a big screen TV. Regardless, streaming might not be the best way to play fighting games, especially not in online multiplayer. All in all, PS3 games that are not graphically demanding works well with the PS Now streaming service. However, when the polygon count rises, it leaves a bit to be desired. If you don't own a PS3 though, there really isn't a more convenient way to relive games from when you were less old than you are now. Just don't expect the exact same quality as the physical or downloaded version. Moving on to PS4 games. You really can't be disappointed here either. Killzone Shadowfall, Rage 2, God of War 3 Remastered, Street Fighter 5, Gravity Rush 1 and 2, Injustice 1 and 2, Warhammer Vermintide 1 and 2, just to name a few, and these are all from the permanent lineup. Make sure you don't miss out on less known games as well. Counter-Spy and Pharaonic are a couple that I have enjoyed. The sheer variety of games is impressive and virtually every genre is represented here. This video has so far sounded like an infomercial, so do I have anything negative to say at all? Well, some games seem to be there just for the sake of it. Every BlazBlue game from the main series is represented, except for the latest installment, Central Fiction, which is the one most people are playing. Why is Calamity Trigger here when it's a part of Continuum Shift Extend? Why is Chrono Phantasma available for both PS3 and PS4? Also, some games are here in their PS3 versions even though they have been released on PS4. The awesome multiplayer racing game Blaze Rush is one example, as well as Need for Speed Rivals and the first 3 Uncharted games. It would definitely be preferable to have them available in their superior downloadable PS4 version. It's also worth mentioning that even though many PlayStation exclusives are available, none of them have so far been put on the service on release, like they are on, for example, Xbox Game Pass. These are all shortcomings worth mentioning, but given the sheer quantity and quality of the games available, I wouldn't call it a deal breaker. As you may have guessed, my conclusion is that if you own a PS4 or PS5, PlayStation Now is without a doubt worth its asking price. You can experience classic titles once more, come across hidden gems you didn't even know you wanted to play, and also delve into blockbuster AAA titles, at least a while after they're released. Since the sheer number of available games can be overwhelming, it will probably be helpful if someone played a couple of them and put out their impressions of the games on YouTube. That's where this channel comes into the picture. There are a lot of games on the service I want to either replay or play for the first time, and you are more than welcome to join me for the ride. I'd be more than happy to help people through the PS Now jungle by sharing gameplay and impressions of games that I, and hopefully you as well, will find interesting. If you think this is the type of content you would enjoy, consider subscribing to my channel. Once again, I'm sorry if I didn't feature your favorite game in my video, but it was a lot to cover. If you want to know what game a certain part of the video was taken from, just leave a comment with a timestamp and I'll be happy to help you out. If you think there's a certain game on PS Now you want me to cover, I would very much like to know that as well. That's it for this video. I hope you found it helpful. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Coming Clean and I will see you next time. Take care!